So at the time of recording this, we just saw the end of the Shoto Todoroki versus Dabi fight, or should I say the supposed ending. Because I know for a fact that Dabi has a regeneration quirk. This fight cannot end that easily. But after the supposed defeat of Dabi, I was reminded that My Hero Academia was unfortunately coming to an end soon. And just like many of you, I was there when My Hero Academia began. I was there from the very start. I was there before My Hero Academia became a worldwide juggernaut that it is today. I was there since episode 1. I've practically grew up with the series. I've indulged in virtually every bit of My Hero Academia content that there is. Movies, light novels, spin-off mangas, video games. I've tried it all. So if there's anyone out there that is qualified to talk about the ending of My Hero Academia, it's me. You know, it's kind of crazy to think that My Hero Academia is already ending. I mean, My Hero Academia has been one of the faces of modern Shonen Jump. Actually, no. It's been more like the face of modern anime and manga. This is one of the most popular franchises on the planet. The manga only began in 2014. It's not even 10 years old yet. From the way that the series was going, I was suspecting at least another 5 years out of the series. And it looked precisely like that was gonna happen. Ever since the end of the absolute mid joint training arc, Horikoshi was on a roll with his arcs. It was banger after banger after banger. Horikoshi was untouchable, especially during the Paranormal Liberation War arc. That right there was My Hero Academia's absolute peak. But then during the Deku Vigilante arc, we were told that the series was ending. And then from that point on, the whole vibe of My Hero Academia changed. It gave off the same feeling that the readers were feeling once we heard that it was ending. Dread. Because you see, a lot of fans began to worry from that point on because there was a lot of plot points to wrap up in a very short amount of time. From there on out, it felt like the series was going to be moving at supersonic speed. It felt like it was going to be rushing to get to that end. And that's exactly what happened. But even though it's being rushed towards its end, it's still really good. Even though it's being rushed, it's still managing to tie up all these important plot points that we've been invested in throughout the whole series. And even though that's a good thing, it feels like a lot of these endings are kind of half-baked. No, that's not the right term. The real term I want to use is unearned. Because a lot of these endings feel like they are just handed to us. Feels like we haven't really earned these endings. Look at the UA Trader reveal, for instance. One of the most compelling and interesting storylines in the entirety of MHA. This trader's identity was an enigma. And the way that Horikoshi writes, he brings up a plot point, sets it to the side, drops teases and hints to the plot point, and then brings it back up when the time is right. He did it with the amazing reveal of Dabi being the long dead Toya Todoroki. He did it with Deku having multiple quirks, and we assumed he was going to do the same thing with the UA Trader, but sadly, that's not the case. Because you see, when Aoyama was revealed as the traitor, it didn't come at an important time. It came randomly. No build up, just bam, Aoyama is the traitor. This reveal was asked for, yes. This reveal was anticipated, yes. This reveal was built up, yes. But it didn't come at a good time. It didn't come at a bad time. It just came at a time. Now, did that kill the euphoria of the moment? No, absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, it was solved in a great way. It just came at a random time. It was wrapped up in a good way, absolutely, yes. And that's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what an ending is supposed to do. Put a nice little bow on all the loose ends throughout the series, but there's still a lingering stench of rushed, and that will forever be attached to this reveal. Or hell, we can talk about this second war arc. This war arc has a lot to do. This war arc has a lot to live up to due to the first one being amazing. The first war arc was built up through 2 complete sagas, and this one is built up in the same saga as that one. We just got done with the first war arc, and now we're being thrown into a second, more important, more vital war arc. It's kind of absurd to think about that we're already at the second war arc. From chapter 1 all the way up until the start of the first war arc, that was our build-up. Throughout all of those chapters, we saw our students, our heroes, Deku, everyone build themselves up, evolve, grow as characters, and then engage in that first war arc, and that's why that war arc meant so much to us. And then after that, It was a basic reset of the series. But now let's look at the preparation for the second war arc. A lot of our characters' developments were done off screen. Look at a lot of Class 1A, a lot of their growth was done off screen while Deku was off doing his vigilante stuff. Even though we speed blitz from the first war arc to the second war arc, I still have faith in this second war. You know why? Because I know Horikoshi is gonna hit it out of the park. He's done it time and time again. Even though he's being rushed, he's still managing to write a pretty good ending. He's still able to finish things up on his terms. But you know, Horikoshi hasn't exactly been hitting everything out of the park. Just look at how Stars and Stripes and the rest of the hero world was resolved. Now, besides Deku and Bakugo becoming canon, which it won't, arguably the most demanded thing by the fans was the inclusion of America and the wider world of MHA. We were all curious to see how the rest of the world is and how they handled quirks and hero society, and we were finally gonna get it during this ending. Horikoshi was finally gonna give us American heroes in the main series, and they were gonna team up with Japan in order to take down Shigaraki and All for One. We got a crazy fight between Shigaraki and Stars and Stripes, which also made the first movie canon. Well, partially. And Shigaraki showed off how much of a boss he was by sending Stars and Stripes straight to the gulag. But not before she pulled off some type of Hunter x Hunter move and destroyed most of his quirks with her own quirk. We were all wondering, man, Stars and Stripes was really cool even though she might have been underutilized. What else are we gonna see from the wider world of MHA? What else are we gonna see from America? I'll answer that question for you. Absolutely nothing. Because after Shigaraki packed up Stars and Stripes, every other country in the world packed up their bags and left town. For a while, I was able to defend the underutilization of Stars and Stripes, but after that, after all the other countries just said nah and left, I felt cheated. If anything, the treatment of America in the final saga was the most disappointing thing to come from MHA. But hey, at least we got it. Now I know throughout this video I sounded harsh, but this is coming from a place of love. I really do enjoy the ending that we are getting right now. And I really do think that right now My Hero Academia is one of the best series in Shonen Jump currently. But knowing its ending and so soon and so fast gives off a bit of a disheartening feeling. After the Paranormal Liberation War arc, it felt like My Hero Academia was unstoppable, untouchable, its absolute peak. We had so much to do, so much to see, so many hopes and dreams of this series that we weren't close to even solving. But unfortunately, it's ending. And it's a reality we all have to accept. We have to accept that this ending is being rushed, but this ending is also doing a damn good job at leaving the fans happy and satisfied. And that is undisputed.